Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be discussing the possibility of the next EX raid boss. We went over a few that I thought that we could possibly get, and now we're going to finally talk about Kyurem Black and White, go over their stats, see what moves they do have, and see where they do land as far as usability and how much you're actually going to be wanting these things, as well as the top counters to go up against them. So like I said, we've never really talked about these, so we're going to go ahead and dive into it and see everything we need to know. The reason why I really want to discuss this is because of a recent data mine. We have also been over the fact that Ginsect should be arriving soon to Pokemon Go, in which I feel like it will be. This is going to be another bug and steel type Pokemon. So taking a look at the data mine over here, thanks to Pokeminers, I will have a link in the description to their Twitter, of course. So yes, the Kyurem Black and White, nothing too significant. Basically what's going on here is the order of which they're going to be appearing in the Pokedex. And little things like this is what you need to pay attention to. This can be something insignificant and nothing really to take note of or really pay attention to. But I've seen too many patterns with Niantic missing and twerking things ever so slightly. And then a few hours later or a couple days later, what we thought was really nothing turned out to be actually something revolving around whatever they did mess around with. And in this case, we have Kyurem Black and White, as well as Ginsect in all of its, I wouldn't call them forms, just different typings, in which we've been over those. It's simply going to learn different moves for those. Now let's go ahead and go over Kyurem White here. So it is going to be a dragon and ice type. Now if these Pokemon did actually become the next EX raid bosses, I don't know what order they would be, Kyurem Black or White, or maybe at the same time, but this is absolutely going to give people incentive to start raiding and get excited for the EX raid. So this is going to have a max EP of 4,605, attack 310, defense 183, and stamina 245. It's going to be weak to Dragon, Fairy, Fighting, Rock, and Steel, resisting electric, grass, and water. For the quick moves, it's going to have Dragon Breath, which is an okay thing, and then as well as Steel Wing. For the charge moves, it's going to have Blizzard, Focus Blast, Dragon Pulse, and Ancient Power. Okay, so taking a look at the weaknesses, obviously it's going to be weak to Dragon, and then Fairy. Doesn't really have much to go up against the Fairy, unless you want to count Steel Wing. That will be doing super effective damage, as well as to the Rock too. Other than that, really not too much coverage, but it doesn't really matter. Look at that massive attack. So from its ice typing, we're going to take a look at how good they are going to be, but as a matter of fact, it's going to be from their dragon aspect because they don't have a ice quick move. Now taking a look at Kyurem Black here, it's going to be dragon and ice type, max CP 4,605, attack 310, defense 183, and stamina 245. It's going to be weak to the same things, Dragon, Fairy, Fighting, Rock, and Steel, and resisting the same as well. For the quick moves, we have Shadow Claw and Dragon Tail, looking a little bit better, I think. All right. And then for the charge moves, we have Stone Edge, Blizzard, Iron Head, and Outrage. So Dragon Tail and Outrage, that's what you want to see for a dragon set for sure. As far as Dragon Claw, I'm sure that can be pretty interesting in some sort of setup that you want to make for possibly the Master League. And then for the other charge moves, Stone Edge, Blizzard. I mean, Stone Edge is an okay charge move for sure in PvP. It is going to charge decently depending upon the quick move that you do have. And then Blizzard, it's okay. Iron Head is going to give you a bit of coverage to go up against those fairy types, those rock types, right? Fighting is actually going to be resisting it, so you got to look out for that. But then Blizzard is going to be super effective to the other dragon types. But then again, so is Outrage, and you might as well go with Outrage because it's hitting a lot of things for neutral damage. Now going over the DPS, TDO, and DPS times TDO for them. For the pure dragon types, that's going to be Black Kyurem at the top, right? So the White Kyurem we've seen had Dragon Breath and as well as Dragon Pulse, so it is going to be a little bit lower down on the list despite that massive attack. So Kyurem Black with Dragon Tail and Outrage with a massive DPS of 20.2. TDO 724. DPS times TDO 6,026. That is no joke. Former king, well, still king right now, Dragon, Rayquaza, Dragon Tail, and Outrage, DPS 18.6, TDO 546, DPS times TDO is going to be 3,564. And then if we move down, we have Salamence, a good budget for those people who Caught a bunch on Community Day. Then if we move down, we have White Kyurem, which is going to have Dragon Breath and Dragon Pulse sitting at 17.9. TDO is going to be 641, and then DPS times TDO is going to be 3,708. So as you can see, the one that you're definitely going to want is Black Kyurem. We're not too sure exactly on which order these are actually going to appear. Then taking a look at the top counters to go up against Curem White, this is some good news right here to test out our new teams. Personally, for myself, I do have 2 Conkeldors now. We're going to look at those at the end, and a mistake that I did make that costed me 75,000 Stardust as well as 75 candies on the Timber. Oh man, ouch. Anyways, looking at the top counters, Lucario with counter and Aura Sphere, the new Fighting King that is going to take 29 of those, has a time to win of 531. Then if we look at Conkeldor, we have counter Dynamic Punch with a time to win of 536. So it's going to be just 6 seconds slower, and it's going to take the same amount of Conkeldors. So 29 of them, and then 29 Lucario. And then moving into the third best counter, that has Metagross with Meteor Mash and Bullet Punch. It's going to take only 21 of those with a time to win of 600. And then the former Fighting King Machamp, which probably would have been obviously in that number 2 spot if it wasn't for Lucario and Conkeldor. Counter Dynamic Punch, it's going to take 36 of those with a time to win of 598 seconds. So it's going to be faster than Metagross, but at the same time, it's going to take a lot more. Then you have Hariyama, and then as well as Gardevoir. You're going to have Gardevoir to resist those dragon moves. Metagross is going to be able to resist the dragon moves as well. And then Lucario is going to be resisting the dragon moves too. Taking a look at Kyurem Black, top counter is going to be Lucario. Of course, the same moveset. It's going to take 26 of those with a time to win of 498 seconds. And then Conkeldor, it's going to take 29 of those with a time to win of 530 seconds. So this one is going to be a little bit slower on Conkeldor's end. So Lucario is going to be coming in pretty nice for this one here. And then in that number 3 spot, Kyurem Black itself with Dragon Tail and Outrage, because we've seen how well it is going to perform as a pure Dragon type attacker. And then Machamp, yet again, coming in that number 4 spot, still very solid. So if you do have Machamps, you don't have candies for Lucarios or Conkeldor, seeing that they're going to be pretty hard to obtain. As far as Conkeldor evolving, you know, you're going to be able to trade it, and it's going to cut it down to 0 candies, but you're still going to have candies to power it up, right? So there is that issue, because you're not going to be able to find Timber in the wild, weather boosted at some, you know, level 32 or something like that. Trade them, and then you're pretty much almost at their slight breaking point, or pretty much powered up to a point in which they're going to be doing good amount of damage. You're going to have to go and hatch those possibly at 10-kilometer eggs for that Timber, as well as go and raid them. So Lucario, yet again, another Pokemon hard to obtain. So Machamp, yet again, is going to be doing good for you. Now let's go ahead and take a look at my Timber stash here. We're actually going to be making my next Conkeldor right now. So this is what I did. I purchased that Stone Edge there. And if you're wondering, Poke, where is the power of Conkeldor? You keep saying that in every single video. You're going to be putting it out. Where is it? Well, we currently have horrible raids for this test. I wouldn't say all the raids are bad. It's just not ideal. I can go up against, I don't know, a Golem, duo it with one of these, or I can go up against an Onyx or a Tyranitar. But the thing is, we can't not find a Tyranitar for the life of us. So take a look at this lucky trade yesterday. This wasn't a lucky friend. This was with Scarlet. We went out to eat and did this trade. We first did one to warm up. We usually do that. And then the second one was this, and it was a 98%. Are you kidding me? Right after I made that other one. I'm not so upset about powering up that Conkeldor with not as good IVs. What I'm more upset about is purchasing that secondary move. So just a little bit of a warning, something you should follow here. Don't purchase a secondary move on something right away. Don't get impatient like me. The reason why I did that is because, as a matter of fact, I actually have a lot of the footage for the power of Conkeldor. I just haven't put it out yet because I'm waiting for the raids to switch over, possibly give us something better, and then I could include that in the video just to further demonstrate how well it will perform, because I want to bring you guys the best of the best and see how good they do go up against raids, because that's what you're going to be using it for, as well as going up against gyms. I've done that. It performs magnificent, and for that Stone Edge, you're going to need it, because if you run into something that's a flying type. Specifically for me, I ran into a Venomoth that was decently powered up, and that is going to be a bug and poison, so it's going to be extremely resisting fighting moves. Therefore, you're going to need something to cover that. You could simply switch your Pokemon, right? I mean, it's not like you go into these gym battles and you only have that one Pokemon. You have a full team that you can use. You could switch into something super effective, but I just want to further give you the example as to why you possibly need Stone Edge in a PvP battle too, right? So next time, I should be a little bit patient, moral of the story, right? Anyways, we're going to go ahead and TM that Poison Jab. And if you're wondering, why is Poison Jab on Conkeldurr? Well, think about it. It's weak to Fairy, super effective with Poison Jab. You can possibly find some usability in PvP. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Remember, I'm doing that gift card giveaway, and I will be calling that out fairly soon for 2 winners for $20. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.